let's talk about why some anime should never get sequels. And I'll tell you right now, it's not because they're scared of change. That shit's for the birds. It's test because the story was already perfect, and any attempt to continue it only tarnishes what came before. Let's get into it. Welcome back. It's me. And here are my top 5 reasons why Death Note should have stayed dead. Starting off at number 5, we have the fact that Light and L's story was finished. There's nothing more disappointing than when a story has a satisfying ending. You accept it, move on, and then years later they pull out an I'm Not Dead card and ruin everything. The Death Note is famous for its amazing cat and mouse game between Light and L. They challenged and pushed each other to become stronger and smarter. It was a beautiful thing, but Niramello just rehash and downgrade this by having them be half-brothers. I mean, what was the point of all that build-up if you were just going, nah, ignore it for fan service, and don't even get me started on the whole Mello being a short king thing. Yeah, just don't know for the rules were broken. The 2016 special Death Note, 1 shot, 1 kill, retconned Death Note's mechanics and made it so the pages would only work within a certain range of the owner. So like, if you took a page out while you were near the notebook, the Shinigami would just instantly kill you. This was very out of character for the Death Note, since the whole point of the book was that you could use the power anywhere and anytime. You didn't need to have the book with you to use the power. In fact, one of the most iconic moments in this series was when Light used the Death Note as power without the book itself by simply thinking of Rem's name after she protected him from a stray bullet. It didn't matter that he wasn't physically near the notebook. He just remembered the name and boom, she was gone. This scene showed how ingrained the Death Note's powers were into Light's mind. Like she was so ingrained in his mind that he could just think of her name and instantly end her life. If they established that rule in canon, then Light would have been screwed the moment he looked at the damn book. Not to mention this whole plot device just felt like it was put in there to make the new protagonist look cooler when really it just made everyone else look dumber. Which brings us to know 3. Netflix's butchering. Now, I am not gonna go too deep into this since I actually covered this topic in depth in my last video, but basically whitewashing, terrible pacing, and a corny romance completely ruined the potential of the live action. And if you want more details as to why, please check out the previous video. And coming in at no 2, we have the fact that there was no stakes without Light. To put it bluntly, the new protagonists in the sequel series just weren't as interesting as Light. They tried to copy the formula of making someone with a good heart descend into darkness, but without Light, as internal conflict. It just didn't work. There's a reason why Light Yagami is one of the most iconic anime villains of all time. His descent into madness is both terrifying and sad. He, as a brilliant kid who had everything going for him, but instead of using his gifts to help people, he decided to take the easy way out and use the Death Note to obtain godlike power. We see him struggle with the moral implications of killing people, and we watch him justify and rationalize his actions over and over again until he becomes the very thing he set out to destroy. That's character development. That's stakes. New characters like Minoru don't have that. He doesn't have the same drive, intelligence, or charisma, and as a result, the story doesn't have the same impact. And finally, coming in at no 1, we have the fact that it was a cash grab. Obata and Oba clearly moved on from the Death Note series since they have worked on anything else related to it. So why can't the studios do the same? There's no reason to keep milking this franchise. It's not like the fans want it. It was only the executives at the company who wanted to make a sequel to make more money. And it shows with poor writing, uninspired animation, and unoriginal plot devices. Death Note New Generation feels less like a continuation of the series and more like a cheap imitation. The original series is a masterpiece and should be left exactly where it ended. The story was perfect, and any attempt to continue it only serves to tarnish what came before. But that's just my opinion. Why do you think the Death Note shouldn't have a sequel? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share, and as always, thanks for watching!